So our team put together a hypothetical scenario, and this is, as we're saying, based on true events. But let's just look at a footprint with a fictitious Clarity client. And what is the full suite of services that we might provide to, not a national plan, but a nice kind of mid-sized regional plan. And so you're seeing that we've got a bunch of letter distribution. We're doing a lot of ID cards in a given calendar year, member guides, and so on. And so we sort of end up with, somewhere shy of 1 million touch points with this sample health plan. When I sort of peel the onion back and look at that same data, and we just look at those documents that I'm going to call, for purposes of today's discussion, those regulated documents. So ANOCs, 1095s, summary of benefits coverage, and EOBs. We might be looking at about 212, the round numbers here, 212,000 of those are in that sort of like regulatory arena. And when I think of that as a total distribution, we actually have a pretty big opportunity that I think would be a shame to totally drive by and say, we're just not going to be able to sort of influence or encourage or engage a member by way of these. 200,000 opportunities to be in front of a member is a lot. And so I think that the really judicious route is to say, what can I do with those so that I'm advancing the ball, at least in some incremental way, and nothing is going out without a fighting chance of getting a member over that line of whatever a priority might be for him or her. If that's register for a portal, download an app, or, as we'll share and get into, maybe there's a chronic condition or an opportunity to get involved in something like a mail order program. So really big volume that can help to drive towards this if we choose to sort of put the thinking cap on and get creative on how these become engagement documents. And here's kind of the comparison. So just if a health plan felt compelled to say, we believe in direct mail, that has a place at the table. It's not the only strategy, but it's got a place at the table. And so we're going to try and get a direct marketing campaign out there to drive people to take an action, whatever that action may be. We did some just kind of back of the napkin. So if you've got, 50 cents per piece on the package, on the postage, you take some time to create a really cool one-pager, and so you've got some content design, and then a bunch of admin and overhead of getting approvals and doing iterations. Not hard to think about reaching 200,000 members and spending close to $250,000 on a DM campaign. And I think that's really the alternative that we're proposing here is looking at that same 200,000 plus pieces of correspondence. We've got the ability to include some type of messaging in a light way that doesn't have any added cost. And so this is not to say that where we're going to go on some of the examples I'll share are apples to apples with a designed direct mail piece. But if we're thinking about squeezing value, as we know there are cost pressures across every organization, this is a place that really feels nice to say, look, we got a little bit of a win here, and there wasn't a big administrative cost to us or really any cost above what we already were compelled to spend. So keep that in mind. Again, all these numbers and the example here is simply that. It's an example and kind of a thought exercise that helps us understand we don't want to leave anything on the table when it comes to driving these engagement metrics.